Hello, my name is Jitendra Sonkar. I am working as assistant professor in BCA department, IIMT College of Management. Today we will discuss about the concept of paging in operating system. In this topic, we can discuss the following points, that is what is paging, use of paging in operating system, how does paging works, example, advantage of paging and disadvantage of paging. So let's we start with the concept of paging. Paging is a memory management technique that helps in accomplish the concept of virtual memory. Paging eliminates the need of contiguous memory space by dividing the long process into the pages. The operating system divides the main memory into the frames. The frame size is the same as the page size. The paging concept is used to allocate the memory into the non-contiguous way. In operating system, there are several processes are running. Sometimes they don't get the free space of the memory. At that time, the paging concept will take place to allocate the process memory in the non-contiguous way. The paging concept will divide the main memory into the parts of physical address and the logical address. In the paging concept, the process is divided in the fixed size of blocks. These blocks are called the pages, and the main memory also divided in the fixed size of blocks. These blocks are known as the frame. The frame size and the page size must be the same. At the first, the operating system tries to find the contiguous memory locations so that contiguous frames can be allotted to the process. But if the contiguous frames are not available in the memory space, at that time, the paging concept takes place into the allowed the process in the non-contiguous memory allocation. Only those pages of the process are brought to the main memory, which are used to smoothly run the execution of the process, instead of the placing all the pages at the once in the main memory. This helps the operating system in creating a multi-programming environment. Paging in operating system is useful when the system has to execute several processes consecutively and it does not have the sufficient memory space to store those processes. And also paging is useful when the system is unable to allocate contiguous space to the process in the main memory. At that time, this concept is allocate the memory to the process in non-contiguous way. How does paging works? Paging divides the main memory into the fixed size of blocks. These blocks are called as the frame and the program is divided into the blocks of the same size. These blocks are called as the pages. The logical address and the physical address maintain the relationship using the structure called the page table. Means that the logical address and the physical address is maintained by the page table and the page table is maintained by the memory management unit. The use of the page table translates the logical address into the physical address. The page table is used to mapping the logical address to the physical address to allocate the memory to the process. Let us understand the working of paging by showing in the figure. The CPU generates the logical address. The logical address contains the page number and the page offset. Each process have separate page table. In this page table, there is a page number and a frame number. Frame number which is to be mapped to the physical address with the help of the page table. Page table is used to map the logical address with the physical address to allocate the memory space to the process. The address generated by the CPU is divided into the following pages. That is page offset and the page number. We have seen that CPU divided the logical address into the two parts, that is page number and the page offset. What is page number and what is page offset? The page offset is mainly used to specify the specific word on the page that the CPU wants to read. And the page number, it is used to specify the specific page of the process from which the CPU wants to read the data. And it is also used as an index to the page table. The physical address is divided into the following, that is frame offset and the frame number. We can see in this figure, the physical address is divided into two parts, that is frame number and frame offset. So what is frame number and what is frame offset? Frame offset, it indicates the specific word that has to be read from the page. And the frame number, it is used to indicate the specific frame where the required page is stored. Let us understand the paging concept with the example. Let us consider the main memory size is 16 KB and this memory is divided into the fixed block size. Each block size is 1 KB and this block is known as the frame. Means that this 16 KB frame is divided into the 16 blocks, that is 16 frames. And also we have taken the 4 processes. Each process size is 4 KB and each process is divided into the fixed size of blocks. These blocks are known as page. So each page is divided into equal size of memory. That is 1 KB each process, each page. And each page is divided into the 4 pages. Initially, all the frames are empty. Therefore, pages of the process will get stored in the contiguous way. Let us see the process P1, process P2, process P3, and process P4. This process size is 4 KB. This size is 4 KB. This process is 4 KB size and process P4 also 4 KB size. Process P1 is divided into the fixed block size. Each block is known as page. This is page 1, page 2, page 3 and page 4. This process is divided into the 4 pages. Each page size is 1 KB. And we have the 16 KB memory and this memory is divided into the fixed size of blocks. Each block is known as frame. The frame size is 1 KB. And paging concept is says that the frame size must be same as the page size. So we have 1 KB size of one page and 1 KB size of one frame. So memory allocation is take place very easily and swapping takes place very easily. Initially, the operating system tried to allocate the memory to the process in contiguous way if the memory space is free. As we can see in the figure, for every process there are sufficient memory space is available. Process P1 is stored in this frame numbers, process P2 is stored in this frame number, and process P3 and process P4 are stored in the memory space are available in the memory. Each frame size is 1 KB and each page size is 1 KB. So the page size and the frame size must be the same. This is the concept of contiguous memory allocation. The operating system tries to allocate the memory in contiguous way. Now we can see if the memory space is not available, then what happens when the new processes comes which have no sufficient memory space available, then what happen and how to allocate the memory space to the process. Let us see. Suppose this process needs to take place in the memory and memory space is not available in contiguous way. So the process is stored in the separate memory spaces which is available in the memory. This is take place in the non-contiguous way. As we can see in the figure, the process P5 is taken the address space in the memory, that is separate places space are available. Process P5 size is 8 KB and 8 KB size is process P5 is divided into the equal size of blocks. These blocks are known as pages and each page size is 1 KB. So the allocation of memory to the processes takes place very easily because the frame size and the page size is equal. Now let us understand some terminologies of the paging like page table. Page table is used to mapping the physical address to the logical address and the page table maintained by the memory management unit. The logical and the physical address. The logical address is divided by the CPU and it is divided into the two parts. Number one, page number, the higher order bits and the page offset. Page offset, the lower order bits. Similarly, the physical address consists of the frame number and the offset. Page fault, when the page fault occurs, when a process attempt to access a page that is not currently in the physical memory. If a process needs to be access a page from the main memory and that process is not available in the main memory, so the page fault is occur. The operating system needs to bring the required page into the memory. Page replacement. If all frames are occupied, the operating system must decide which page is to be removed from the memory to take room for the new page. As we have seen in this figure, initially this memory is occupied by the process P2 and this memory is occupied by the process P5. So which process have to be removed from the main memory? It is decided by the operating system and this page replacement takes place with the help of some algorithms. These algorithms are least recently used algorithm, first in first out algorithm or optimal algorithm. Frame allocation, how to allocate the frame to the process is divided into the frame pages. So how to page take place in the frame. When a new page is brought into the memory, the operating system allocates it to an available frame. The page table is updated to the reflected the mapping between the logical page number and the assigned frame number. This mapping of the process to the frame is done by the page table. The mapping is done by the page table, which is mapped the logical address to the physical address. The advantage of the paging. These are the advantage of the paging. Paging is enable the system to allocate non-contiguous memory space to the process so that the performance of the operating system will be increased. There is no need extra memory space. By the use of page replacement, the operating system allocate the memory to the new comes process. As page and frames are equal size, the swapping between them becomes very easy. As we have discussed earlier, the page size is equal to the frame size. So the swapping can be easily done. Paging supports the concept of virtual memory. Paging is helpful when we have limited main memory. With the concept of paging, we do not require external fragmentation. As the discussion, the advantage along with that, some disadvantage will also takes place in the paging. These are the paging leads to the internal fragmentation. The system has to maintain a page table that helps in translating the logical address provided by the CPU into the physical address where the page is stored. But the page table consumes additional space in the system. This is the drawback of the paging. To access the page from the frames means that the main memory, the system has to first access the page table, which ultimately increases the memory access time. For each process, the system needs to maintain a separate page table. So we have discussed many points for the paging in the operating system. The main concept of paging to increase the performance of the operating system. The paging concept has divided the main memory into the physical address and CPU divides the process into the logical address. Logical address contains the page offset and page number, and physical address contains the frame number and frame offset. These are the concept of paging. So thank you class. Thank you for watching my lecture.